So today we will discuss an important transit that is going to come on 12 May 2023. On this day, four planets Rahu, Jupiter, Mercury, and Sun will be transiting through the same sign, which is the sign of Aries. The sign of Aries will be highly pressurized in May. In the month of May, this sign will be highly pressurized. So, since Aries is ruled by Mars, so Mars will be amplified because four planets are going to pressurize the sign of Aries. And since Mars is the ruler of Aries, so Mars will get highly amplified. Rahu is an amplifier, it amplifies things. So, Rahu transiting through the sign of Aries will amplify the Mars. And since Mars will be transiting through the sign of Cancer, the sign of Cancer will get amplified. Cancer is the water in the body, is the emotions. The emotions will get amplified. Mars is red in color. Mars is a planet that is red in color. So, and Cancer is water. So, when Mars is in Cancer, it means red water, which is nothing but blood. So, Mars in Cancer often represents the blood. So, when Rahu will amplify Mars, it will amplify the blood pressure. So, the blood pressure will go high in the body. So, this amplification by Rahu will result in high blood pressure, and that in turn may result in stroke or heart attack, because high blood pressure is always a risk to the heart. Often, people who are suffering from heart have a high blood pressure. Also, if you look at Saturn, Saturn will transit through the sign of Aquarius, and its third aspect, one, two, three, its third aspect will fall on the sign of Aries. And since Aries is an aggressive sign, so Aries represents, Aries is a sign of motion. So Saturn's aspect on Aries will create motion in the heart. So the heart will work a lot, and that may result in heart attack. Saturn's 10th aspect will fall in the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is a sign of surgeries. So this may also give heart surgeries to some people during in May 2023. But this will be more so for people who have their Mars afflicted in the chart. People having their Mars afflicted in the chart, or if their moon is placed in the sign of Scorpio, those kind of people will suffer a lot. Moon placed in the sign of Scorpio, people will suffer because when Mars will get amplified, and since Mars is placed in the sign of Cancer, so Moon is going to get pressurized. And since Moon represents the heart, the natural fourth house, so there could be heart surgery. Also, Mercury will transit through the sign of Aries, and Mercury represents the brain and nervous system. Mercury is the nervous system in our body, it represents the brain. So there could be, and since Aries sign represents the head, so there could be brain disorders. The people could suffer from brain disorders such as brain hemorrhage, brain cancer. Brain cancer is extremely likely because because Mars is placed in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is a sign that create the disease of cancer. Also, migraine, Mercury is head, and Mercury Aries is the sign of head, and Mercury is the nerves. And so, head nerves, it means head nerves, means there could be migraine also. Also, there could be problem of leukemia. Leukemia is the problem of the blood cancer. Blood cancer, people may suffer in May 2023. Many people could even die of blood cancer because blood, Mars in Cancer represents the blood, as I mentioned earlier. Mars will get amplified by Rahu, so it may even give leukemia or blood cancer. So this is also possible. Sun, the main problem is that the sun will also be transiting through the sign of Aries, and sun is a hot planet. So sun in Aries will give heat to the Mars, because sign of Aries is ruled by Mars. So Mars will create heat in the heart because Mars is placed in the sign of Cancer. So the sun's heat will pass to the Mars, and Mars will create heat in the heart, and so there could be heart problem. So sun in Aries will be the major cause because sun is a hot planet. So this transit will not be good for health for people who have afflicted Mars or Saturn in their chart. Now, when it comes to nature, something could bad could also come in the nature. For example, Mars in Cancer could bring flood because Cancer is a sign of water and Mars is a planet of motion. It means motion in water, which is nothing but flood or or heavy rainfall. There could be heavy rainfall in the sea, and there could be flood in the month of May. Jupiter in Aries, again, this is a placement for motion in the ether because Jupiter represents the ether. So there could also be warfare in the sea. There could be a warfare in the sea. There could be air strikes because Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter represents the ether. So there will be motion in the ether or Akash. There will be motion in the Akash, and when fighter planes fly in the air, it's like motion in the air. So there could be air strikes and air war. Sun will sun will produce heat in Aries. Sun is going to produce heat, and when there are air strikes, there is a lot of heat generated and fire generated, and sun is going to do that. Also, we can look at the latta of Saturn. Saturn will give latta to Rohini Nakshatra because latta of Saturn is eighth forward. Latta is a planetary kick from one planet to another while in transit, and Saturn's latta is eighth forward in the clockwise direction. So if we count Saturn from Saturn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Saturn's latta is eighth forward. So Saturn's latta will fall on Rohini Nakshatra. So Rohini will get afflicted by Saturn in the month after the month of May and onwards. So Rohini, so people who are having planets placed in Rohini Nakshatra, they could also suffer. Suppose some people might, a lot of people are having their moon placed in the sign of Rohini. So Saturn's latta on moon will disturb their mind. Their mental stability will get disturbed, and something could also happen to the mother. Mother's health could go bad. Heart, it will give heart problems. People who are having their moon placed in Rohini Nakshatra, they could suffer from heart problems because moon represents the heart. Because Rohini is ruled by the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, and Venus represents the heart. Moon and Venus are the major planets that represent the left heart and the central heart. So heart problems people will could face, especially those who are having their moon placed in the sign of Taurus in Rohini Nakshatra. Also, there could be other planets such as Mars in Rohini Nakshatra. Those people could also suffer from head injuries. If Mars is in Rohini, then Saturn's latta on Mars could give head injuries because Mars is head. Mars represents the sign of Aries, and Aries represents the head. Saturn's latta on Rohini Nakshatra could also bring restriction to finances because Rohini represents the finances because the sign of Taurus falls on the Rohini Nakshatra, and Taurus is a sign of finances. So Saturn's latta on Rohini Nakshatra could bring restriction to finances, such as banks not allowing money to be withdrawal, and so there could be some kind of financial crisis also after May 2023. It in this video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.